What's good, YouTube? My name is Backyard Blends and welcome to my very first YouTube haircut tutorial. Today I'm going to show you guys how I do a low taper with enhancements and a full decked out service. Let's get straight to it. Obviously, to start off, we're going to go and comb out the waves, lifting the hair off the scalp to get an even cut. Then after the client consultation, we decided we're going to do a one guard closed with the grain all around, even on the crown as well. After that, we're going to come behind it with a small little brush session. One, to lay the hairs down, and two, so that we get rid of all those hairs we just cut, so that when our client goes home, he doesn't run his hands through his hair and then hair is falling all over his face and whatnot. Okay, so me personally, whenever I'm doing tapers, I always start on the back, and I'll show you guys why. But after sitting in your ball guideline, we're going to go lever open about an inch, quarter inch. We're kind of doing like a low to mid taper, so you want to make sure your guidelines are nice and even. After doing that, we're going to start closing our lever one notch at a time, basically fading down until we get that bottom line out. Make sure you guys take your time with this step and make sure you just pay attention to detail and make sure that you're going lower and lower as you close your lever. All right, so now we're gonna throw in our one guard and open up the lever and go about an inch to half an inch, just like our previous section. Now we cut the whole entire head down with the one guard closed, but essentially since we're fading, we're going to be going against the grain. So we'll be able to still create some type of gradients. As you guys can see right there, it's almost already coming together. I didn't get it all in this clip, but after you create your lever open section, you're gonna wanna close that and hit that bottom line. After that, you're gonna slap on your half guard and you can start from open to closed, or you can start just closed if you trust yourself that way, but you're gonna start taking out that bottom line that's left over. Now that we've cleaned up that section, there's a little bit of bulk towards the occipital bone. So we're gonna take our 1.5 guard. I have it open and then I'm pretty sure I'm gonna close it. And really we're trying to preserve that wave, but we're also trying to debulk at the same time, which means you're gonna have to use a lot of your corners. I'm using the hilt of my blade, so I'm not just digging in. And as you guys see, I'm closing it as I go down, creating a nice transition and preserving those waves as well. Now, if you close your 1.5 guard and it doesn't take that bottom line out, that's okay. Just slap on the one guard, lever open, use your corners, and that line should come right out. Okay, now I'm gonna grab my razor comb and really just try and debulk, trying to get the hair to lay down, trying to get everything to smoothen out. I also like to prep my lineup area with the razor comb, laying everything down and really getting those hairs that the clippers couldn't get. The reason why I always start in the back taper first is because afterwards I will spray holding spray on that lineup area on the nape, then just move on and do my taper on the side while that dries, basically killing two birds with one stone. So just like 360 Jeezy, I love to set my guidelines in for my low tapers or tapers in general in a triangle shape. It really just helps me keep the lineup area dark and it just gives shape to your taper, making it different. Okay, so we're going to do the same steps as the back, except this is a small area to work with. So we're really going to be using our corners. As you see, I'm only using the right half of my blade. That's something you're going to be consistent with, and just follow the shape of that guideline you set in so that it all just looks nice and even. When doing something like a low taper, be sure to really stretch the skin so that you can get as tight as possible and blend these sections out. Okay, now same steps as the back taper. We're gonna go 1 guard lever open, 1 guard lever closed, hitting that bottom line. We're gonna slap on our half guard, go from open to closed. Now we're gonna take our 1.5 guard closed. Then we're gonna take that 1 guard open and detail, taking out the rest of that line. So in the beginning of the haircut, we already knocked down the front line with the 1 guard closed. So now we're gonna prep it and use our razor comb just to make sure everything's laid down and make sure everything's at a good length where it's not over curling or anything like that. Then we're gonna apply some wrapping lotion, which is gonna help moisturize the hair while also helping it lay down once we brush it in and put a do-rag on it. Once we finish this, we're gonna throw in a do-rag and dry the hair for about 5 to 10 minutes. Or let's say your client has a beard, you can start working on his beard while it just air dries. All really up to preference and the situation. Now we're really gonna get into the bread and butter of lineup prep. We're gonna throw in some barber sauce so we can really clean the skin. You know, if you really wanna get those nice crispy lineups, I really recommend adding this to your services. It'll help you charge more and it'll just make your quality of your cuts come out way better. Now that the skin is clean, we're gonna apply some Tresemme 4-hold. The 5-hold is good too. Sometimes it just makes the hair too stiff, so you don't wanna apply too much or apply too strong of a holding spray. Okay, now while that's drying, we're gonna start the neck lineup. So I like to start at the bottom first and essentially kind of envision where I want this to end up. So as you guys see, I started at the bottom. I'm gonna brush it once to make sure there's no overlaying hairs, and then we're gonna come behind it again. Okay, so now I'm gonna start at the top of the ear, and I'm really gonna create my guideline there so that I can meet them in the middle. I personally feel like the neck lineup is my favorite part of the entire haircut. It's just as important as the lineup in the front, so please take it serious because a lot of people, they neglect it. So now we're gonna connect the two, and I'm just gonna move the blade in a circular motion around the ear, and as you guys see, it's coming together. When lining up the C-cups, it's essentially the same thing. I'm gonna start a guideline at the top, and I'm gonna start a guideline at the bottom where I just pointed, and then use my wrist and curve the blade so that I meet the two in the middle. To start this lineup, I decided the best course of action was to start with the vertical bars first. That way I can just start in the middle of his head and then work all the way to my left, giving him a nice 90-degree angle. The brand of enhancements I'm using is called Taper Sauce. Look them up on Instagram. They're really nice. They got good products. I'm really stuck between them and Tomb 45. I think the Tomb 45 lasts longer, but I mean, they're both pretty nice, so. When using enhancements, you want to really make sure that you're being light on the trigger and you're spraying at the card, and the overspray is what's staining the skin. So now we're going to use the Tomb 45 barber pencil using the tan side, and we're going to start creating contrast between the skin and the lineup. I only apply it to the vertical bars, mainly because when applying it to the front edge up, it just starts to look a little too fake for my liking. Once we're done with that, we're going to blend it in with the trimmer and then apply a light coat of holding spray just so that that color sticks to the skin again. Then we're going to come behind it with the razor and just refine everything. Now with our Tomb 45 triple cartridge razor, we're going to tilt our blade at a 45-degree angle, stretch the skin, and refine our work. And last but not least, we're going to get all those stray hairs on top and just polish up our work. Do this step and your wavers will thank you. YouTube, this is the cut. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure you follow me on Instagram at _TheLastBackYardigan 2. And follow me on TikTok at Backyard Blends. I hope you guys enjoyed my first video. And stay tuned for more. Peace.